there would be blood on my hands.
You know what it is.
If it didn't shake the world that I was here.
Oh.
It's not some self-love mantra.
From Television One Network, presenting.
Hello and welcome to the Know-It-Alls podcast. I am Fezi Mthonti, one of your favorite popular culture nerds. And today, we don't have our other popular culture nerd who we love and adore, Ayanda Charlie. So we brought in an honorary
Culture nerd!
Pop culture nerd! Zoë Modiga, everybody! Woo, woo, woo!
Feel so honored, so privileged. Oh my gosh.
You're sitting in the seat of a legend.
Oh.
So you know.
The shoes.
The shoes that you are needing to fill
Wow.
are serious.
They are, but I feel firmly rooted in this shoe. I can feel the soles of the shoe dancing and singing back
Thank
at me.
you for coming.
Thank you
We
for
are
having me.
so appreciative that you, with open arms, we're like, sure.
I'm so excited. I'm actually a genuine fan
Yay!
of what you guys do. So I'm kind of like geeking. I'm actually having a moment. Just keeping it cool though.
Yay! Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to play a games episode. That does not make English sense. We're going to have an episode in which we play games.
Sure.
Okay?
Got
And
you.
we've tailored these games, right? We've tailored these games to you. But our regular pop culture nerds who are the know-it-alls know some of these games.
For sure.
Okay?
For sure.
Cool. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for our first segment?
I'm ready.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so know-it-alls, you know that this game is called Sorry to this man, Konjubanilo. But it's our special edition. Okay, so we're calling it So Many Faces.
Oh wow.
But my whole wide world is fast asleep.
Oh, I'm gonna love it here. Please. That's far reaching. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yellow stands. Let's go.
Stand up.
Let's go. Okay.
Sure.
So I'm going to give you some clues.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to guess who this possibly could be. Okay.
Let's do it.
Fun fact, these people kind of has something to do with your story. So just like keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay. But also don't let that throw you off.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So many faces. Sorry to this man. Konjubanilo. Special edition. Okay. So, I was born in Soweto in 1974.
Yeah. Okay.
Before I met my husband, I dated the world champion professional boxer, Dingan Thobela.
Oh no. I feel like I'm about to lose my street cred.
I need you to know this is what Ayanda does to me every time she's game master. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm giving it.
84.
Okay.
Married
Okay.
to a boxer.
Yes. Would you like another clue?
One more
Because I
clue.
have one more.
As many as you have.
I think this one I'm giving you.
Okay.
Okay. During my reign as Miss South Africa, I not only started hosting Top Billing, but I also started a production company called Tswelo Pele Productions, which was accredited as one of South Africa's top 300 empowerment companies. Who am I?
I mean, it's not, but it's an Kumalo.
Oh my God, but it is!
Oh! Well, hi. Is it really?
It really is.
Oh wow, that's great. I was actually gonna go through my list of like, there was also Bokang, who was also a former Miss
Yes.
SA that I was gonna. Okay, perfect. I'm a genius.
You are a genius. The reason I chose Wasetsana is because we could talk about your latest performance at Miss South Africa.
I see what you did there.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Intention.
Oh man, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that there was so much in terms of conversation that was happening.
Yeah.
A lot of very disappointing parts
Yeah.
for me personally
Yeah.
that I was actually hurt by. As much as there's certain things that needed to be conversated about, you know, with regards to a contestant that was there. But I must say, going into the space with all of that noise that was happening, the space was so safe. Once you got in for rehearsals,
Yeah.
at the actual space that everything would be happening, it was
Yeah.
like so cocooned.
Really?
There was like a warmth and a good feeling.
Yeah.
The girls were laughing. But you could see, you know, there was like, ooh, child, but we're yeah.
I guess
you
we're
know?
gonna, you know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we all felt like, I guess we gotta,
Yeah.
you know, just kind of
Yeah.
honor what the show was. And it was great. It was lovely. I got to wear some beautiful gowns.
Stunning.
Thank you.
Stunning. You looked so gorgeous.
Thank you
And
so
so like,
much.
it was the... I'm curious about song choice. Why...
You know, I was also curious, to be very honest with you. I was also like, oh, okay, guys.
Did they ask for it?
So they asked for it. I thought that the
Okay.
low-hanging fruit would have been Nomthandazo
Yes.
because it's a song that's actually about womanhood and
Yes.
celebrating divine
Yes.
feminine.
Yes.
But they were the ones that kind of said, hey, these are the choices we'd like to go with. And Benga Manzo was one of them. And then there was Lifted, which is also
Yes.
like a very interesting
Yes.
choice. But I guess they wanted like a nice kind of balladier moment. For the
romantic.
ladies, very romantic.
What, Konja, what were the girls in at that point? Were they in
They were in like
swimwear?
evening wear.
Evening
Yeah.
wear. Okay.
So it was very much like, you know what I mean? Very much giving one of these.
No,
Yeah.
stunning.
Yeah,
What
it
a
was so
stunning, yeah, stunning.
Ah, thank
Okay, question 2. I am a fashion designer who has studied fashion design at Lissoff.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
From there.
My clothes are known for their unisex quality, which explores the margins of gender and sexuality.
Okay.
And I'm well known for my interesting use of materials. And Zoë Modiga is one of my many celebrity artists that I have dressed.
Okay, I'm gonna go from the least obvious to the most.
Okay.
It's either Rich Mnisi
Okay.
or Tebe Makuku
Oh, okay.
or Neo Serati. That's my bestie.
Can I just say, in your yellow era, 80% of the time that I saw you perform, you were wearing Neo Sarati's clothing.
Yeah. That's very true.
To me, it's synonymous with yellow.
It really is.
Like, visually, and in terms of your aesthetics of yellow, no.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
And I have to give Neo credit because I think our relationship extended even beyond that. Because it was a lot of yellow and like, looking for mustard yellows,
Yeah.
not knowing where to get the fabric. It started actually getting really tiresome because the album was released in 2017. 2018, it was like, yo, babe, still doing interviews. I'm still
Please.
performing. I need to find yellow. But
yeah.
it was like, the time of our lives, really.
Okay.
And he was very much involved even with Inganegwane, but it was just more centered around like traditional regalia, necholo, but very much still a part of that, and definitely with this Nomthandazo era as well. So now
Okay, so is now in our Nomthandazo
yes. I would say Neo is like a very influential image maker and world builder when it comes to
100%.
Zoë Modiga, the brand.
Yes, that's
So if you don't see me wearing Neo, he has his sticky little fingers there somewhere.
no, 100%, because that's who I associate visually and kind of aesthetically. I do want to have a little bit of a conversation though about what your point of view is in terms of the aesthetics for every single album. Okay, so yellow with yellow.
Yes. Yellow with yellow.
Yellow with yellow. Then we have Inganegwane, really Cholo. It's just beautiful kind of recalibrating of Isintu and who we are. And then Nomthandazo seems very romantic.
Oh, that is so interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Because for me, Nomtandazo, I mean, so the album is Mother of Prayer, Nomtandazo. It's a celebration of divine feminine energy, womanhood, and just like godlike kind of work, right? And so for me,
Is that why everything's shining?
I think that is the undercurrent, because that was in our mood board to have this like ethereal, out of this world, but of this world kind of thing to it. But for me, it was just important to kind of have this symbolism of womanhood in the imaging for this album. In the same way that the color yellow was for yellow and traditional regalia was for inganegwane, I really wanted like a femininity, and maybe that's what's reading off as quite romantic.
Yes.
I'm also enjoying kind of sharing that aspect of myself. I don't know that I've always walked confidently in it.
Okay.
And I find that each record and each era always asks for a certain uncomfortability from me.
Yes.
And for me, it's been very rewarding, but very interesting to kind of walk into my idea of femininity. And I think it's all the things I've been, but it's also the thing I am now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, it's been
I
beautiful.
was speaking to a friend, and I was saying, I feel like Zoe's always been incredible as a live performer. Always.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a kind of like, if you're watching you for the first time, you're like, oh my gosh, Zoe became Sasha Fierce on stage. If you have an understanding of you before. But having watched you, since forever, I think you've locked in. Like, I was watching on at the Market Theatre. And that was the first time, I believe, that you had all of your discography on stage. Yeah. And there was just such a like clarity and a knowing, and something about your like your kind of storytelling that was, I don't know, just settled. You seemed so much more settled. Whereas before, stunning, gorgeous performance.
Beautiful gowns.
No.
Beautiful gowns. No harm meant with what I'm about to say.
No, but before,
But it
I
was
think there was
not
like
settled yet.
and it's such a weird thing to say, because if you spoke to me 2 months ago, I would have been like, duh,
Yeah.
gorgeous,
yeah.
settled, because we saw you at Joy of Jazz,
For sure.
which was elevated,
Yeah.
beautiful. What?
you.
That performance was insanity.
I'm so
but to
glad.
see you at Market Theatre, and also like the iconic Market Theatre, there was just like even your crowd interplay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just,
I find that to be very beautiful to hear. I feel that, I've got a lot of different histories when it comes to music, right? There's just observing where I grew up. There is classical music, there's jazz music, there's a bit of theater. And from the theater space, there kind of always seemed to be a need within me. No one ever said I should do and be this, but there was a need to kind of pull something that is bigger than myself to occupy space on stage, And for me, I've kind of always been in love with performers and being able to just like dissect, ooh, what makes this gown work and that gown not work, and this interaction work, and I'm kind of like a geek when it comes to that. And I think it was maybe me having to also find my footing in terms of expressing myself on the stage, and I do feel more settled. Yeah. And I'm hearing that a lot more.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad a bunch of us are like, we're good.
Yeah. Not there's nothing compensating.
Yeah.
There's like an energy not of compensating, but it's take me in who it is that
Yes,
I am.
no,
And
but
I'm
also,
taking you in.
but like such a fullness. I don't know. I don't like, the English language is not, to me, the most interesting or expansive language in the world. But unfortunately, we all seem to use it. Anyway, but like there's like on stage, like there was just a fullness. There was
That's
such
really
a
beautiful.
and I remember just being like, yo, she's locked in.
That's really beautiful.
And again, like Inganekwana period was insane. I'm always saying to Banda whenever I see him, I'm sorry, I will always go to a Yellow concert because that's my shit.
That's your girl. That's your homie.
That's my
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yellow
yeah,
means
yeah.
a lot to me.
I feel you. Me too.
A lot to me. I know you have other babies, but Yellow, you know, but to have
Firstborn.
seen you kind of like cohere all those parts, this at the Market Theatre, I was like, okay, we're
That's
in a
really
new,
beautiful.
we're in a new, yeah, I think you're gonna, a couple of years from now, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, oh, something shifted.
Yeah. You know what?
But I also guess you're in it.
Got you. There's that as well. But I think what I love about Yellow is how expansive it was of myself as a creative person. I mean, I did get like a really heartbreaking critique at the time about it, where it was like, girl, you need to pick a side.
Yeah.
Because all these sounds everywhere, sounds. You need. So I think with Inganekwana, it was like more of a streamlined kind of sound. But that's actually... I'm not that.
Yes.
I'm not streamlined.
Yes.
I'm not a minimalist. I'm a maximalist.
Yes.
I'm not streamlined.
Yes.
And I'm excited to be able to play again, even after Nomthandazo, which is still an important work to me, obviously, and it's still being shared and experienced. But I hope to continue to show that, like, a Zoë Modiga experience is not just one album.
Exactly.
It's the entire story.
Exactly.
Gives more of like
Yeah.
a meatier,
Yeah.
true version of what
I mean,
it
we're
is
still
that
going
they
to talk
share.
about Yellow, but like, again, at that performance, finally hearing Dandelion, I was like, yo!
Let's go.
And I was the most annoying person because I was like, let's go! Everyone was like, hey, hi.
Yo, and a shame. It's funny because the nyao nyao usually comes from like the Ganekwane repertoire. That's
Yeah.
like where the that's where the singing happens. So it's always so dope to me when the
Yes.
Yellow is responded to.
No, I was like,
Unkempt.
let's go!
I need it to be unkempt. That's what I need.
Oh man, I love Yellow. Okay, question number 3. I was born in 1947 in Nanda. Okay. In the 1960s, I adopted the artistic name Vicky, but I then changed it to the name that I'm now.
Busi Mhlongo. Say less. Because I know she was Victoria. She was called Vicky. And she
Yes.
was known as a jazz singer.
Yes.
And she would travel around the world. And then they were like, no, man, we want more of what you're doing.
Exactly.
And she's like, say less. Busi Mhlongo.
She was like, this is what it is. I bring Busi Mhlongo into the conversation because there's that, I'm going to call it artistic lineage that you share with her.
For sure.
Right. People always give you Miriam, give you Busi Mhlongo, I'll give you Nina.
I mean,
That's a real artistic lineage. What do you make of? Yeah, I mean, I think it's extraordinary company.
yeah, it
to
is
be
extraordinary company.
in part of. Yeah,
It is. I've been compared to so many people
Yeah.
for a very long time, right? As a person who kind of became aware of their gifting very early on. And some choices were very interesting. I was like, okay, I don't see it, but okay.
okay, sure.
If you say so. But I mean, being likened to like a Mambusi Mhlongo, a Mam Miriam, a Mambusi, a Mam, there was another name that you'd just given out, Nina Simone. My goodness, these are actually artists that are an important part of my music knowledge.
Yeah.
They're artists that I have studied. So in many ways, it makes sense to kind of be like, "Ooh, I grabbed this from this person," and then they're of the same soil that I come from.
Yeah.
So there's a familiarity. Even with Nina, I claim her.
100%. Exactly. I'm sorry, no one can tell me I don't look like Nina Simone. I'm sorry.
Say less.
Say the least.
Thank you. Okay, and we need a movie. Ega Mam Nina,
Yes,
man.
yes.
You know, one that is representative of her.
Yes,
That'd be
and
so
one
beautiful.
that is not produced by her hateful husband. Let's have that chat. Let's have that chat. Let's have that chat.
But
Anyway,
yeah.
yay. Okay, no. I was just
beautiful.
watching your Sankofa interview, and you were kind of talking about like, I mean, I'm happy to be in conversation and thinking with these kind of iconic music producers. But you were also talking about the fact that Usiswako had to remind you,
You know, it's so funny because when I was compared to her, it was when I felt least like her. It was
Okay.
Yalo the novel.
Okay.
And it was from
After
Inganekwane. Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't... Omambosi's music wasn't as close to me growing up.
Okay.
It wasn't like Mamletambulu, Bapkefa Simenya, Brahuma Sigela. They were much closer to me than her music was, you know. So when I was likened to her, I actually realized I did not know much about her. And that's when I started studying her. I was like, oh, I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Then my sister was like, yo, what do you mean you get it? You get it. Because every time he visits the daddy-o, he'd be playing.
This is what he'd be
Then it
playing.
makes sense because I know that as much as, I mean, I come from a blended family. I used to see my dad like once a year though. Lived with my grandparents, but I used to see him and he had a beautiful taste in music. And I feel like as much as it was once every 365, it was really... it formed so much of what I'm about right now and what I speak to.
Yeah.
You know, that music was very meaningful to
Yeah.
me. So when my sister said that, I was like...
Exactly. I mean, I know
got
some
it.
of your siblings because I went to school with some of them. And like all of you. Like brilliant knowledge of music and like appreciation. Like I feel like that was like such a family thing. So that's dad?
Yeah, that's dad. And you know, my dad actually put together like a studio where my older brothers would like record music.
Really?
And if you can imagine, Lalini, Epizana, is cool, but that interaction of people coming into the studio. So me and my sisters would sometimes go there as well and like share our ones and twos. And I must have been like 5, 6, 7, not
That's
very,
so
you know, old. So our family, I come from a very academic family, but like a real taste in music and art.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you say that a lot in your interviews. I come from a deeply... I think, in fact, one of our interviews, when I first interviewed you, you said that to me as well. And I was like, sure, but there must have been something else. Because there's like a depth to the work that you are providing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they inform it
Yeah.
in more ways than one. Definitely.
Okay, last question for the segment. Now it's finally, where am I?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna like shift
Got
a little
all
bit.
these answers right.
Right?
I needed to understand that I've gotten all these answers right. So far.
Is a know-it-all. Okay, deserving of the name. This place was established in 1958 and built in the mid 1960s to settle the city workers and employment seekers away from the city because apartheid. I think I'm gonna give it away now. The Manyane Hall is a monumental landmark.
Give it away.
Okay, as a venue. Okay, so the All in Africa conference that was organized in March 1961 happened here, and it's where Mandela addressed the gathering and made a call for the philosophy of one man, one vote, which is now a right enjoyed by so many of us.
Wow. I knew.
This is so deeply connected to you.
I knew I was talking ish when I was like, all the answers. Yeah. I knew something had to give. I'm a mortal after all. Oh my gosh. It's not Sophia Town.
No, it's not.
Market Newtown.
Ha, ilogish. Senatal.
Pietermaritzburg.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, no. Ilogish, Emarisbeki.
Oh, Mbali.
Yes,
The people from Mbali are like so disappointed.
right?
Yeah.
Ewan.
Mbali. Yeah. Ewan.
Exactly.
Because everything you're saying is like ringing a bell. But
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Which bell?
Yes,
Which
which
bell
bell
is
is
being
this?
rung? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But I also like, I love producing these games because I also just get to learn the most random
Where?
The most random thing, but
Wow.
to know that Mbali was where he first kind of expressed the idea of one person, one vote.
Yeah,
And that became
yeah.
such a central feature of our democracy.
It's crazy.
Mbali.
Right? You know what's so interesting actually even about Mbali is that like there's actually so much and unfortunately I'm ignorant about
Yeah.
this, but there's so much like political history
Yes.
of things that began there, and yet like we don't actually know much about it, you know. But it's a very significant place. Mbali, Esobantu, these are very significant places for our history.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
100%.
But
And
yeah,
I mean,
it's beautiful.
this is I have a historian friend, Uzakona Valela, who is so gifted as a historian and
Yes,
thinker. But she's also really passionate about writing the rest of the history of South Africa, because we often think the political history of South Africa is Soweto kuphela.
Yes.
You know, as if the rest of the country wasn't implicated in, you know, getting us freedom, or the different people in the different parts of the city weren't also under the same kind of horrific rule.
Yeah.
And so we are always trying to think about the histories of people outside of the city centers, and like, and I think that's such an important like political project. But also Marisbeki as well, who are so
Yeah.
foundational to our kind of cultural life, to our
Yeah.
political life. That's, you know,
And I feel like knowing that where you come from, specifically Ukuba umuntu wasembali,
Yeah.
and knowing that there's so much rich history here, has a sense of knowingness that you can walk with if you're
Yes,
aware of it, you know.
yes.
And abantu basembali are very like laid back people.
Yeah.
Well, not like abantu baseThekwini. It's like not baseThekwini. You know what I mean? And that's why I always say ngimbali asembali intokazi asemgunguntlovu, because like we're actually not like that. It's not like me. But I'm like, yeah, we actually need to like use our words.
Exactly.
So that we
Exactly.
feel a sense of self, you know.
Ah,
And I think it
Nkosi
even
yami.
applies to our
Emarisbek,
history.
it's how in.
It's Halloween, a crossing. Oh, a clinic, guys.
Oh my god! I
Love to see
went to
it.
boarding school in Pietermaritzburg,
Yes.
so it also like shaped me.
Love it.
But I was saying to my sister the other day, also he's speaking like one was Bali lately. Like, I feel like the day you were like, Imbali Simbali.
you were like, oh, she's someplace else.
distracted.
Oh, here we go. Hey, man, you got to. I need to talk that, you know,
Yes, Mira.
talk that talk.
Yes. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna go into a different segment.
Okay, cool.
Which we call Lengoma. Lengoma.
Oh, Wema. I love it though.
Lena,
Love it.
Lena. Altoro top Lego.
It's everywhere, baby. The song
Okay.
is everywhere. Uh-huh.
So, what I have near me right now are some records. Okay.
Cool.
What we are trying to figure out is what is Zoë Modiga's favorite records.
Aw.
And we have just chosen our own special ones.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And we're going to play a game. So, we're going to start with yellow.
Love it.
Okay. What was... Okay, there we go. There's two sides to this. There's Shake the World. Mm-hmm. All right. And on the other side, there's the healer. Okay. Who is Umanguba?
Wow, that's very rude.
Exactly.
That's very rude. Okay, that's very rude.
Who is Mangoba of Lengoma? Da-da-da.
Oh no, that's really rude.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, there's like my little face.
Yes. Look at details, intentionality.
Yes.
Thank you to my sister who designed this.
Oh, shout out, sis. We love you, sis. We love you, sis. I'm always performing the healer.
Okay.
It seemed to just organically make sense with the rest of our discography to put it in.
Yeah.
But I must say, this is Shake the World is like who I am.
Yes.
It's like Ise Kazini, but like the English version. You know, which is kind of like this existential place that I'm always in, of like wanting to kind of be impactful with what it is that I do.
Yeah.
So I would say the Mangoba
It's Shake the World.
Shake the World.
Look
Yeah.
at Shake the World. Do you know Shake the World has been my WhatsApp status since 20... When did you release Yellow?
2017.
It's never changed.
Really?
Shake the World.
Please don't change it.
I'm being so
Let's
serious.
grow old with it.
I'm being so serious. I love that
so
song. It is my
dope.
favorite song on the album. I dislike that it doesn't get performed as much
You know,
as
it's
the rest of the
funny.
girls.
It's funny because at the Market Theatre, I did put it down there.
Yeah.
But you know, it's always like a weird balance of having to not overstay being on stage, right?
Yeah.
Because that can also be a bit of like a, but it was specifically there because
Yeah.
I think it's one of those songs that speak to Yellow as an era. Like if you hear Shake the World, you're like, yeah, man.
And it's not some self-love mantra.
You know what I mean? I just
love that
know
song.
that I'm not created in vain.
Hey!
I know.
That's my
The girls that
jam.
know.
The girls. Yellow Hive. Let's go. Okay. We're going to move to Ingane Wane. Okay. Ubani Umangoba of Lengoma. Lengoma. Okay, so on this side, we have Umdali.
Okay.
And then on this side, Inja. You can take the record. Yeah.
Deal with this now. Wow, tough. Oh man. They both have really like big reactions when performed. The audience really responds to these two records. I think I'll go with the ballad. Yeah.
Tell me more.
Because I feel like Umdali is kind of like the precursor of what Inja is about.
Yeah.
Because Umdali talks about knowing that you are chosen, that you've been prayed and asked for by those before you. And Inja is literally a dedication to the youth of 1976, you know. But also even beyond that, it kind of, this is like the heading and this is kind of like the detail is what I feel. If that makes sense.
Come on.
When it comes to like lyrically.
Yes.
Why are we killing each other?
Yes.
In Zondo.
Yes.
Why don't you love yourself?
Yes, girls
you
and
know?
boys.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So that's the vibe. So I'd say Umdali.
Yes.
Because Umdali
I
leads
love
the
when you perform Umdali because whenever I'm with my friends, the part
Yeah.
Agudala sizowafeza kanjani na. Thank you.
Your friends.
And so every time we're like,
oh my gosh. Oh no, but we need friends like this.
I love
think
it. It's my
friends.
favorite thing. It's
I
my
need new
favorite
friends.
thing. Okay, and then your most recent baby.
Yes.
All right.
My last born is for
We last born.
for now.
We have Bengamanzi, which I love.
Okay.
What's that look? What's that
I'm
look?
trying to figure out what's behind.
And you know this is coming from me. Pansy. Oh my God. The whole crowd at Market Theatre on the Friday. We just Pansy
Yeah.
was so good. Nancy, Umbi.
Deal with
Nancy
yourself.
Ntoyakho Ntombi. Feel free to sing.
I think I'll actually go with Pansy.
Yes.
And I'll say why.
God is good.
So Pansy, you know how in our languages there aren't words for things like they are in English. Like then there are words in our languages that you don't find in English and vice versa, right? So Pansy was really actually, I love that it means so many different things to people.
Yeah.
But it was really about depression. And
That tracks.
the whole uyozawele mgodini, umgodi is the depression.
Uyozawele.
And you actually sang this recently.
Uyozawele mgodini. Uyozawele.
I need to literally take you to all my interviews. Every time they're like, oh, please sing something for us. Just be like, girl, take it away.
Love.
Phansi. Inyembezi zabantu as really phansi.
Yes.
I think it's a beautiful proverb as well. People's tears don't fall to the ground or do not fall for
Yeah,
nothing.
and when you were growing up, that's what you'd say. She's like, uNkulunkulu doesn't let inyembezi zabantu zole phansi. You know, it's not in vain. Whatever it is that you're going through is not in vain. But I also, this is also what I love about when you perform alone, is that you're also able to like connect it. So Phansi became my new alone. Because, you know,
I actually got it.
and I was like, oh yeah, yes, conceptual girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Beautiful.
we need to have Umangoba from all these three. Yeah, bo.
Wow, that's really this is just getting more and more. Ew, war zone.
Okay, so we have Shake the World, right? Which is our first winner.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it on my laptop here.
Got you.
Then we have Phansi.
So damn
Phansi.
So rude. Yes.
Which you can hold on. And then we have Umdali. Amapupo. Also, Feziga. Okay, so of these girls,
Okay, oh, let me be your
your
video girl. Your video vixen.
Yes. Ngizokubuza ke ukuthi nje ubani of these girls.
Yo, the stakes are high.
Umangoba.
This is really tough. I have to tell you. It's actually very rude, but it's mostly tough. I think let's go with wow. Yayimbi. Let's go with I'm just gonna say this is my choice today.
Okay,
I'm gonna let
sure.
myself off the hook.
Sure.
Okay, girl. Let's say, there would be blood on my hands.
You know what it is.
If it didn't shake the world that I was here.
Oh.
It's not some self-love mantra.
I just
Get into your lane. Oh. You know, I actually remember.
get into it.
Oh, let's go.
You know,
I
yes.
actually remember writing this song. I was still in college in Cape Town, and I had just been excluded, which sucked. Remember, I said, academic family. So this sucked. It sucked more for me than them. I feel like they knew something I didn't. But anyway, my family, that being. But I wrote Yellow the novel in that time because I still had access to the space because I still had a student card. As to whether I was a student or not is something else.
That's neither.
Neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
But I was able to write these songs, and I actually remember playing it for a few people, and I actually remember like my nana's reaction to it because it was one of the people that I played it for, and it was such an endearing reaction. And he got other people to listen to it, and he was like, "Come listen to this." Literally like, listen to this. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I love this. A lot of memories have been made to Shake the World. And I know we don't perform it as much as I would like. And perhaps that's something that can be changed. But I just think it's literally the heart of who I am.
Yeah.
And the heart of what I hope to remind people of, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, on a personal note, like, the reason I go so hard for Yellow is I was so depressed in 2017. I could not see top from bottom. And there it came, you know? Yeah. It was la 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 la. Let's go!
Come on.
But Shake the World, sure. And it was right before I moved to Johannesburg to start working as a journalist. Yeah. And it just was, I had gone through very public disappointment. And, there was something about that song, man, that shook me. you know.
I love that.
To where my mom is like even like low key grateful for you because she's like,
Mama.
I don't know that my kids
Say less, ma. Say less.
I don't know
ma.
that my kids could have come out of that because at some point like I was just like meditating to yellow okay, there's like the main house and then there's a another kind of like cottage at the back and I was doing a lot of my academic writing there and I just was in a depression. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And eventually all I just was doing is just listening to your album over and over again. So thank you. That's why I just like I love the other girls. Gonna go on a queen.
Yeah.
I got you. Nomtada's a queen.
Yeah.
Got
But I
you.
mean, ultimately, when it comes to people's work, it's kind of a reminding of ourselves that resonates with us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that thing. That's what we love about the record more than even the artist.
Yeah.
More than your faves.
Yes.
You know, it's like how they're able to use songs as a device to make you feel the way that you know you are.
Yeah.
Even if you don't feel like you're quite like it's a bit jagged and it makes no sense. But that's the beautiful thing about music.
Yeah.
But I'm glad.
Yeah,
that
no.
it meant that too.
Love it.
Here's
Okay.
a Gen Z heart.
I'm sorry. I'm such an auntie.
Hey,
It takes
I was also like,
it takes like mental. Okay, so
Love you,
our final section.
okay. Oh no.
I
I really liked this.
Yay!
It doesn't have to end.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, I don't have a quirky name for this one.
Okay.
It's just tell us what you got, little mama. Tell us what you got, Taylor.
It's like a
hands
no
up
song.
and wave.
And wave. There's no song, babe.
Okay, so I'm
Okay.
going to play you some clips, which are going to be playing on screen as well,
Okay.
of different moments in your life, right?
Okay.
And I want you to give us a little bit more about what was happening, who the people were there,
Cool.
what like that experience was and felt like. Okay.
Lovely.
So if you're at home and you're gonna see this on the screen, but I'm gonna show Zoe on my laptop. Okay. So
I can actually look.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I need to for the other sections. The
Hello.
So I was like, "Ooh, girl."
No, this one is okay.
Okay, cool.
So let's just put that up so you can see.
Oh my God! Wow! Fezokuhle. And an Ayanda, an honorary Ayanda.
And Ayanda, she helped develop this game. Yes. Tell us more.
My word. That is skinny jeans that took footage of myself at Jam That Session.
Yeah.
That used to happen at Ragazi in Cape Town. I was a student in
Yes.
this clip. Imali bingakasigezi kahle yabona si cute now you get to see the origin story, the Amandala story.
Yes.
But I couldn't afford having a band to perform with, so I used to really like scout out going to places with my guitar anywhere that I could perform, you know, to kind of cultivate an audience and to have that experience, because performance has always been that thing that feeds me. I need to share myself. So, you know, that was a community that I landed on, where we'd meet, I think every Sunday.
Yeah.
So I think I was in my like church. I was like church girl.
Yes.
Like praise and worship church girl.
Yes.
So I was still in what I was wearing from church. And then I went with my guitar there. It used to happen like every Sunday. There'd be students, so they'd be like poets, obomrepa. I could have been an MC, guys. And then I was like the soul chica. You know? I was like the India Ari.
Yes.
So I would come through and just formulated a beautiful community of creatives from that space. So this, oh man, very few people know about that.
Yeah.
That
Ayanda actually put it in.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, we need to put this in. Yeah.
I'm so glad, because I think my beginning is always like when I was on the reality show, and that was really not the beginning.
Yes.
Even this isn't the beginning,
But this is
like no one talks about this part.
called research, honey. Girls, if you want to interview people, maybe do some more research.
Listen. But this is
Because I was watching another one of your interviews, and like the interviewer was just like, yeah, and so you started The Voice, and I was like, that's not true.
Man, I have to just be honest, and I hope while someone is doing research, they run into this honesty. I'm very grateful for the platform that is The Voice South Africa. I don't like that is always the starting
start
point
of your story,
because it really isn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Because by the time you did The Voice, you had already recorded
Yellow. I was already like featured on like stages, like Cape Town International Jazz Fest. At that point, all of this 10,000 hours that was happening here had kind of progressed to something more exciting, you know. But wow, shout outs to this and everyone who was actually with me here. Shout outs to us.
Shout out to our favorite pop culture nerd, Ayanda, who made sure that we had that clip. Okay, so speaking of The Voice, let's play.
That's funny.
Let's play this. This is The Voice. Who is that girl?
Skepsel. With your thigh-high boots. Oh my God. Yo, I still have these boots, eh?
Really?
Yeah. Yo. Can I share a very conceited thought? A very conceited thought. I thought they were all going to turn for me. I was like, I guys too.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Aye, boob, aye.
But because of that match.
Aye.
Tell us why.
Oh my gosh.
Why Lyra in that moment? Take us back to Zoe in that moment. Why is she choosing Lyra?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I have to laugh actually, not because of Lyra. I have to laugh because I'm just remembering before we all went to audition and how you run into like different characters in the room.
Yeah.
Some of the characters are like the know-it-alls.
Yes.
Like they sing and they jam. Some of them are quiet. So I'm literally just getting that memory in my head of all these like incredible characters. Well, Lyra to me was like my first like South African Barbie doll. You know, we grew up to abo Sisilebu. I saw Lebu Matosa like towards the end, you know, and Sis Brenda Fast towards the end, you know, and then obviously there's Beyonce who reigns supreme still, you know, but Lyra was like that chocolate lady who just it's actually ironic that she has a Barbie doll because she was such an image of that for me. And I loved the way that she was breaking so many grounds and coming out like, hey, this DVD, it comes with,
let me tell you, that DVD,
it comes with like a free Mandela
platinum.
You know what I mean?
My home.
Like that was like cutting edge, you know. So I really also loved clicking with that navy dress.
Yes.
You know that navy dress. And actually, shout outs to Usis Lyra. She was actually responsible for me staying in the competition as long as I did.
Really?
Because there was a thing where it's either you get saved by the judge or you get voted for to stay by the audience. And I don't know if she could tell that I wasn't going to be voted for, but she would always save me when I got to the chopping block, which got me to like top 8, you know, which gave me a lot of eyeballs and I'm grateful for. But yay! Take Me to Church, I think, was such a beautiful option. Shout out to James Bassingwaith, who was responsible for me learning that song.
Okay.
Because he was also like, he was the musical director, and he was like, nah, man, the other stuff is obvious.
Yes.
Let's take it to the wild side and create something impressionable.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Jose is also just a beautiful Caucasian man.
Absolutely. And the beautiful Caucasian man with beautiful songs.
Woo! Have you seen his cover of Destiny's Child?
No.
How am I?
I'm gonna check it out.
Send it to you.
Okay, please do.
It's just I mean, it's a little clip, but I'm just like, why are you trying to fight Beyonce and steal her song? Hawe ma. Okay.
See it.
Right. So this is now a more recent clip.
Okay.
Okay.
I love these clips.
Tell me a little bit about what was happening over here.
Oh. Margaret.
Yay.
Margaret.
Yes. Tell us more.
Oh man. So this was for the inauguration, 2024 presidential inauguration, and I was asked by Mr. Bongani Tembe, who kind of like oversees a lot of these orchestral projects. And, he was like, yo, come through for the inauguration. We're going to be performing some works with the orchestra. Let's make magic, And for me, my decision with these things, I mean, I love being able to collaborate with orchestras, but I love messaging that goes even further. Like, I'm a sucker for that. And I understood the conversations that were happening around the country, even about the presidential inauguration. Yeah. But when he told me, he is growing higher and higher. I get to kind of like be a part of creating a conversation around a whole Queen Margaret. And I thought, oh man, I wouldn't pass off this opportunity for anything. So it was beautiful to be there. We woke up very early, guys. I just remember doing in a hotel. It was probably 4 o'clock in the AMs. But it was such a beautiful experience. Also seeing other orchestral members that we'd collaborated with in the past, and being able to do something that I really hope was beautiful.
Yeah, no, stunning.
Yeah,
just beautiful. But we were talking off camera about how Nomthanda's era is louder. Right? Like the stages are stages. We're at the inauguration. We're at Miss SA. You know what I mean? These are not stages to play around with. These are real
historical moments.
Yeah. And so what does that mean for you? In that, what does it mean for you to be in this place now?
It's really beautiful. I know it's so much silence just to say it's really beautiful, but it's really beautiful. The things that and the stages we're able to be on now are special, and a lot of them have actually always been there, just in different iterations. But now it's there's more of a forefront to myself, So when I think of things like the inauguration, I actually had done an inauguration before. A presidential inauguration. The difference was that I was doing a lot of the back vocals and led one song. Sure. So now to have a moment of being able to do my own song, Ise Kazini, to be able to do We Are Growing, it feels beautiful. It feels like, this is assuredly my purpose work. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is, and then obviously with Miss SA, I mean, I grew up watching Miss SA. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. So to be able to be on that stage, and someone tweeted something so cute. They were like, well, I know who my Miss SA was, and they were referring to me. And I was like, oh, this is great. But it's not me. Go show us some love. But, so it's been beautiful. And being on the Dr. John Kani stage at the Market Theatre. Yes. Again, it's a stage where it's been a part of a lot of my formative years. I've worked with a lot of incredible singers and directors and choreographers and been on that stage. But to be on it in my own context is whoa. Yeah. So it's beautiful. Yeah. It's really beautiful.
Congratulations.
Really
this is such a fantastic place. Yeah. And your place.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But you know what it is? I also feel I know this is weird, but I also feel I really want to make people who vouched for me proud. Like, because I recognize that there are places where my name has been spoken that I may never be aware of, where it's elevated me to the point that I am now. There's people who've had to hold meetings. No, we want this person. No, I said Zoë Modiga. You know, there's people who've like had a vested interest, and not really even for their own gain, you know, to kind of see me propel what it is that I do to the next level. So I actually always think of those people in moments like that, where I'm like, fam, I hope you like, yes. Like, she didn't embarrass me. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but like, yeah. So I think about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, this is my favorite clip that we're gonna play now.
Chonga sana. Oh man. These clips
Yes, as is designed by the game.
as per design is working.
Play this. This is so good.
Hello, hey, hi,
Babies.
bye. Hello,
Hey, this like my name.
hi, bye. Hello,
Tell me firstly about the incredible Seba Kaapstad. Seba Kaapstad.
Oh, you know, it's so funny. You say Seba Kaapstad. There was an interviewer once. Actually, not an interviewer. There's someone who introduced us on a stage in one of our world escapades.
Yes.
Who was like, "Welcome on stage, Seba Kaapstad." So we always laugh about it. Always
Seba
like, "Oh,
Kaapstad."
it's Seba Kaapstad." Every time we meet, Seba Kaapstad. Oh my goodness, Seba Kaapstad is like, it's like my life force. That's like a group of people where, even for Yellow, the novel to come out was actually partly inspired by Seba Kaapstad existing, you know. So how it started was that myself and my nana were in the same year, so we would jam and stuff, practice like our Charlie Parkers, but then we jam and write songs. And a gentleman by the name of Sebastian came to be like an exchange student of sorts. So when he came, you know, we jammed with him, started being like a hot commodity, you know, hey, this German brother, I want him to play with me, I want him to, you know what I mean? Obviously very talented as well. So we started jamming together and performing, the three of us, quite a bit. And different things, you know, our own material, other standards and music that existed. And then Sebastian, I think it was almost time for him to head back to Germany. And he was like, nah, guys, this is not the end. This can't be it. We need to actually make this a thing. And we were able to then record this album, the same time that like it was recorded, as in like the video, is the same time we were singing it. Yeah.
That's
so this
the
is
best.
like the literally the recording process.
Yes, that makes me love it even more.
You know, but oh man, it's just been so beautiful to kind of see even how our journeys have evolved over the years. I mean, Sebastian was also the person that encouraged me to start rapping in our records.
Yes.
And I was like, woo!
Truth and reconciliation.
Abam rapper gonna have beef against me now, busy spitting and not having like double entendres and stuff. But it's just been such a beautiful place. I feel like a child every time we're together. Even creatively, I feel like we can throw paint at the wall. Even when we write songs, because a lot of the times it's Phil, incredible producer, and Sebastian, who composed the music. And then we come in, myself and my nana, like they'll come to South Africa and then we start writing songs. And I love even being able to have the freedoms that we have with my nana, where it's like, okay, we've spoken about this love, let's speak about an alien. And then we go into our own spaces and then we start writing.
Let's talk about Fred the dinosaur.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Fred, man. Like, it's such a life-giving thing for me. And we don't perform together as much as I would like because we are in different parts of the world. But when we do, it's special. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's always special. Like, I want to tell you that me and my sister are always the most raucous, silliest, audience members whenever it's a Seba Kaapstad show.
Oh,
It is our personal life force.
I
Like,
love that.
I want to jump. I go, I will stay. Can't make my mind up about you. I will.
Uyahamba or uyasala. Okay? Let's rock the arts.
Yo,
I love that.
that is my jam.
I love that. And you know, they love like African audiences.
Yes.
They love African audiences because obviously the culture of like what is it, like audience etiquette is not the same everywhere in the world.
Yes.
For some people, showing respect is like sit down, listen, clap, you know, dainty, cutesy, lovely. Lana, go! You have to even like pay attention to hear yourself, but they love it here. They love it here. So
No, at
guys,
some point
for
I feel
giving us
like
street
Manana
cred.
is tired of me because I'm always preempting the next song, and he'll be like, "It's a disaster." He's like,
so
"Okay,
funny.
chill. Okay, chill."
Oh my gosh. And he's like more obviously of like the spokesperson in the band. Because I think he's so like Manana is so hilarious, guys. I wish you guys knew how hilarious Manana is. I hope for one day for his humor to see the light. But he's very witty.
Yes.
So like I enjoy just being like, hey, kuluma. Because there will be those, you know, those
Zingers.
zingers. So I'm sure every time he hears you, he's like, oh,
He's just
chill.
like, "Okay, Siyabonga."
Oh, chill. Okay.
Oh man,
Love these
so
guys.
thrilled. Okay, quick fire questions.
Rapid fire. Nick.
Yes.
What does rapid fire is like quick?
Yes.
Like, quick
Just
answer.
first.
Hey, because you know your girl, number paragraphs. So what this moment meant. Sit here, rapid.
Boots versus cape.
Huh?
Boots versus cape.
I don't know what those are. What are those?
Amabuzo. Oh, EK.
Oh, cape. You see, paragraph. Cape.
Okay. Bald versus headdress.
Headdress right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drums versus guitar.
Guitar.
Okay. Guitar versus piano.
Ooh, what the hell is that? Guitar.
Okay. I see that you're in your Zahara bag.
You know what it is?
My
Guitar. My guitar. Oh, what does? Me and my guitar. Yo, Ntombo.
Ah,
Like
okay.
R.I.P. Mama. I love guitar voicings because they allow for more. So piano is like notes, a lot of notes at a time can be played. But what I love about guitar is that, I mean, the same is true, but it can allow for more open voicing, which gives more potential in terms of songwriting and melodies. So that's what but I love piano.
Yeah.
That's like the first thing I played before.
Yeah. It was also really amazing to finally see you on the piano at Market Theatre.
After 15 million,
Trillion,
100 years.
billion, 100 years.
How am I?
And Tula Sunday was beautiful.
I
I know Keenan is
appreciate-
great, but like, I think that's your bag, girl.
Oh, man.
Performing it.
Do you think I can take his bag?
Yeah.
Keenan, I'm coming for your bag. I love you, but I'm coming for your bag. No, I'm joking. You know, Chum, you know, Tala. It's just a joke. But I love that song. I had written it and I'd made Keenan listen to it. Aban Bageti were telling me that that was the person that was supposed to play it.
Yeah.
And the things that Keenan did to it, please.
Yeah.
Like, I could melt, you
Yeah.
know. But it was very beautiful to kind of take it back to, I guess, its original state with me playing it. And I think I want people to also kind of get used to me behind the piano as well.
Yes. No, like I said, like Market Theatre, something. It's like, okay. Konama happy, konama.
Hey, girl.
Zoë Modiga, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Sasabonga njengama know it all.
From one know it all to
Awu.
another.
Nkosi.
Ngawuso mandla. Smakade.
Izandla zidlule ekhanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been so beautiful.
We are so thrilled to have you.
Thank you. And I love you both so much.
Yay.
Shout out, Ayanda. I'll be back. Because you're not here, I'll be back. But it's been so beautiful to be with you.
I'm so
Big
glad.
love.
I'm so glad. Thank you again for watching another episode of The Know It Alls. We'll see you sometime soon.